Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I am going to get ready and share with you guys what's going on. I'll keep this intro short. I've just got something. We're going to dinner here in just a minute. And so I wanted to do this look, but I wanted to film it with you guys so you could kind of hear how about my journey moving halfway across the country with all the animals and all the stuff and all the things during the rain and all the craziness, because some of it was pretty boring, but some of it was pretty darn crazy. So if you want to hear about my move for 3 days across the country and you want to get ready with me, then just sit down, grab your makeup, grab a snack, and let's start playing with some makeup. And of course, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget that. Okay, so primer. Yes, that's where we're starting this video. Okay, so story time. My 3-day travels to get here. So we closed on our house probably, we were probably done closing on the house in Maine at about 10 in the morning. So we decided we're just gonna go straight from there and probably stay overnight in Pennsylvania, and then Tennessee, somewhere in Tennessee the second night, just kind of depending on how far we get. So within like 30 minutes of us being on this, like the major tollway to get out of the state into the, more southern states, within 30 minutes, no joke, the animals start getting sick. So I had 2 dogs. I had a golden retriever and a cattle dog in my car and 2 cats in a cage. And within 30 minutes, the cattle dog threw up because she gets like crazy anxiety and just car sickness and all kinds of super fun stuff. So she decided to do that. And then as soon as that happened, one of the cats inside their little cage thing, now they were in this, like, when I mean cage, I mean this like huge, I'm using this for my mirror and that eyeshadow just popped out. Hold please. Where was I? So, I mean like this huge thing that could fit like 5 cats in it. So it wasn't anything like tiny that they were going to have to spend hours and hours, and they could stand up and move around and all that in it. But one of the other cats who gets car sick, that I didn't know who got crazy car sick, threw up as well. So I had to like pull over on the side of this like crazy, majorly busy tollway to try to clean out everything as best I can. And I've luckily got towels and stuff everywhere. I'm trying to protect my car because I just bought a car about like 5 months ago, and I was like, there's no way I am getting my brand new car all grossed out. But anyway, so that was the first thing, is we had to stop, clean all of that up, and trying to get them to like calm down and lay down, and oh my gosh. So that was fun. And then after that, we finally kind of started getting on the road, and luckily that first bit was not that bad. Because we started out and we went through like New Hampshire, and then we hit like Massachusetts, where we expected like I put way too much concealer on. We expected like the majority of the traffic to be, and it got bad in Massachusetts. The closer we got to Boston, and there was like construction everywhere because it's summer and it's like the only time they can ever do anything there. And so we're trying to get out. And then we hit Connecticut, and finally Connecticut kind of cleans up a little bit, and that one's not the bummer. Like, okay, we might make it further than we thought. We're doing great. But then traffic hits. And you guys, like, I'm from Austin, Texas, so I get that there's traffic. I have been through traffic that, like, to a crazy degree, but it has just been so long that I kind of forgot how bad it can be. And I hate it. I hate when you're like in the stop and go traffic where you have to start, stop, and you just kind of like inch along as much as you can. Meanwhile, I'm trying to follow and like block for my husband, who's driving this giant moving truck. So I'm trying to like block for him and starting, stopping, and dealing with all this traffic, and just not used to it all. And wouldn't you know it, that's right, the animals get sick again in my car. But I'm like, you know what, screw it. I can't stop now. It is what it is. I'm just gonna try to get as far as we can tonight. And of course they're all hungry, and every now and then we're trying to stop to let the cats out, or not let the cats out because we're a mess, but let the dogs out of the cage so they can go to the bathroom and they don't pee. So it was just a big giant mess trying to get out of like the New England states, because they get so compact and they're so small that you have to like get as much as you possibly, like there's so many people around. Meanwhile, in like all of this, it starts raining. And I don't mean like drizzling raining. No, I mean like pouring raining. So that's fun to try to navigate and deal with. And by the time we get out of New York and into like the Pennsylvania area, it's already been like 10 hours of this craziness driving, and we're both just exhausted. We're eating crab food. You know, you're not getting like full meals. You're just eating snacks and trying to maneuver everything. But on top of all of this, my husband is, when he's driving the moving truck, we have like our trailers because he has 2 motorcycles that are on these trailers, and the tarp starts ripping off everywhere. So we're trying to get that to cover up the bikes, and it's just not working to, you know, protect them from all the elements. And that doesn't work out well. So we keep having to pull over to adjust them and tighten them and restraighten them. And each time we pull over, it takes like 15 minutes just to get them reset. That was a pain in the butt. Let me tell you. It doesn't sound like that much of a pain in the butt when you have to stop like every 3 or 4 hours to let the dogs out, and then you sit there and like spend 15 minutes at this like gas station where you have no idea where you are. It's something, especially when you've been driving for 10 hours with 4 animals in your car. It's something, let me tell you. We finally kind of get into Pennsylvania and we're cruising along, and it gets better. It does. It gets a lot better. So then we're just kind of like, okay, let's find somewhere to pull over. I don't even remember where we did it. It was near the end, almost towards like, it was near the Harrisburg area, but I think it was a little bit past that, towards like the Maryland side of things. I don't really even know anymore, but I finally found this Days Inn, because there's like this event. Of course, every time we go like travel like this, they have some sort of events where like the hotels are all booked up. So, and we have to find like pet friendly hotels, because we have to let the cats out, let them eat, and let them use the litter box, let the dogs eat, all that stuff. So we finally are like ready to stop. We're trying to find all these hotels, and they're like, oh, there's this antique car show going on in the area, so nobody has any rooms. Like, seriously, for an antique car show? Really? But finally we found like this Days Inn that's kind of not the best, but it worked. We could finally get that going, and it was a pain trying to lock everything in and chain everything down, because my husband's a little bit paranoid and we didn't really know where we were. So we just wanted to make sure everything was protected and all of our stuff was going to be okay, because the only place we could park this giant moving truck with the trailer is like away from our hotel, where it was lit but not like crazy lit. So we're trying to make sure all that is, and by the time we finally settled down, it's like 11 o'clock at night. And then we were like, okay, well, we were planning on getting up at like 5:30 or so to get going be on the road by 6. Well, you know, our animals decided that really wasn't going to be a thing, because at about 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning, the same cat who got car sick does not deal well with change, does not deal well with change at all. He started meowing and going crazy around the room. We couldn't sleep. So finally about like 4:30, we said, screw it, let's get up. We packed our stuff up. We were on the road by like 5:15 with like so little sleep. I was so exhausted, and I know we were gonna have another like 14, 15 hour day ahead of us. So I was just trying to like stay awake. And oh my gosh, you know, when you are, I mean, I know I'm supposed to be multitasking here, but you know, when you're driving and you can feel like your tiredness like pulling you under. It's like a physical weight almost. That's how tired you were. That's how tired I was. I was actually really worried with having all these animals in my car, and with it being so early in the morning and still dark, mind you, that I was just gonna like, I was seriously afraid I was gonna fall asleep until I like was like, dude, we need to pull over. I need to get something to eat. I need some coffee. I need something, because this just isn't gonna work for me. So we finally grabbed something to eat, starting to wake up. And it was just an off and on day of like a 15, 14 hour day drive of this off and on, trying to stay awake, trying to deal with the animals. So day 2 was very much like day 1 in the actual driving, having to pull over every 3 or 4 hours, let the dogs out, fix the bikes, and all of that. But the fun part, the really just like icing on the cake, came that night. I just stabbed myself in the face with this. Awesome. Okay, I just had to like finish up my bronzer off camera to try to move this video along. And I zoomed you guys out because I'm realizing as I'm looking at them on are like how stinking close you guys were. And considering this is just a get ready with me and not a tutorial, there's no need for that. You guys do not need to be like that up close and personal. I'm sure you guys don't really want that either. Because while I love the way the camera like far away makes your skin look like perfect and beautiful, it's not. Especially with all the stress, it's really not, and you guys don't want to see that. Trust me, you just don't. Okay, so back to the story here. So that night we were just exhausted. We're like, all right, we were gonna try to make it up to like Memphis, Tennessee, but when we were about 45 minutes away from it, we were just like, I can't keep my eyes open. The animals in my car were just going crazy, and they were ready to be let out and eat because they hadn't eaten all day because of the whole carton sickness thing. I told my husband, I was like, dude, we're not feeding them in the morning because they're just gonna throw it up anyway. It's gonna be a waste of food, waste of time. And I have like, my car is just stacked with trash. It's got animal food in it that hasn't spilled in my car, so my car smells like cat food and litter box, which is just the most amazing combination you could ever think of in your entire life, to have in an enclosed space with 4 animals and yourself. Let me tell you, that was just an amazing experience. Except not at all. But I was just like, so they needed to be let out. I was tired, my husband's tired, so we're like, okay, let's just find some places. And we can't find anywhere around that is pet friendly and not booked. I don't know what the event was there, wherever. I think we were in like Jackson, Tennessee, something like that. I don't know what was going on there, but everybody was completely booked. There's nowhere for him to park the car or the truck. So we're like, okay, awesome. Let's just keep on moving to the next town and just try to find something. Well, the next town was like Brownsville or something. I don't think it was the best part of town. Like, I don't want to be offensive. If any of you guys are watching that know that area, I'm sorry if you live in there, but from just getting off of the highway, it was kind of a scary place. Like, we were trying to find just a hotel, right? And there's like 3 hotels, like, that's it. And it was like the Econo Lodge, and it was like the Rodney something like that, Roadway Inn. And like, I am all for like inexpensive hotels. Like, I don't need like the most expensive hotels, nice places, especially for a one night sleep. I just wanted a place to crash. But like, only one of them, which was the Roadway Inn, I think is what it's called, had a room available. And it was super sketchy, you guys. Like, there are people out there, and I think they were like smoking, and but they looked drunk, and we were trying to just stop and get gas, and it was just really uncomfortable, and people were standing there. And I don't have like a crazy expensive car, but I have a fairly nice car, so I felt like I was like really sticking out. And here we are with this giant moving truck just with these 2 motorcycles, and we were really uncomfortable leaving them out in the open for people to like see and, you know, think about and all that. So not to like assume that people were gonna do anything shady, but you know, just, you gotta be careful and think about those things, because we didn't know where we were. We didn't know what to expect. So we were like, okay, yeah, nope, I'm not gonna stay here. And meanwhile, we had already driven an extra like 30 minutes to get to that place. We pulled over, you know, we're both just like frustrated and like angry as all get out because we're so tired and we just want to stop. So we're like, nope, back on the highway, moving on. we just couldn't do it. We were so tired. We were really thinking about it, but it was just like so seedy looking. I just couldn't make it work. Get a wrap our minds around it and make it work for us. So back on the highway, we're driving. Finally, Memphis comes around. I'm like, you know what? I'm like calling ahead. So I'm trying to drive at night in the rain with the animals, following him. Don't know where I'm going. He has the map, so I'm just trying to follow him. And meanwhile, trying to look up like hotels that'll be somewhere close to like the route we were on, and try to call them, see if they're pet friendly, see if they even had any openings and all of that. So I'm just trying to juggle all of that. Finally found a Spring Hill Inn, I think Springfield, something like that, based off of Marriott and all that. That is open, has some room available, is pet friendly with a fee. And I'm like, I don't even care there's a fee anymore. Just give me a place to sleep. So I run ahead my husband, I finally have the directions. He runs in the wrong direction. I go in the right direction. I'm like, dude, you turn around. So we're trying to find out. We're both tired and angry. So he's like trying to find out where I am. Then we finally find the hotel, and it's like right smack dab in like this like city suburb area. So there's no parking. And he's like, dude, just go check in. I'll find a place to park. Just go deal with it. And I'm like, okay, fine. We're both like so testy at this point. Like, so testy and angry and just exhausted and ready to be done. And so I'm like, I check in and all that, come out, and he's like, dude, I'm stuck. I need you to come help me. So he's trying to maneuver in this like small section. There's almost a place for him to park, but one car, just this one little lonely car out in the middle of this area is keeping him from being able to park. So he's like, you know what? I can't park here. I'm just going to keep going on. You can meet me tomorrow or whatever. It's like, I felt so bad. I felt like such crap. My phone is also freaking out, by the way. So I'm trying to charge it. It's not wanting to charge. I'm trying to text. It's not wanting to text. Like, all these things are like culminating into like this worst possible scenario. So he finds a hotel about an hour and a half away from where I am, and I'm staying in this one because I already paid for it. So we're not even staying together this night. And then because I'm in a hotel, like it's not like where you in like a motel style, like where we stayed. The first night was a Days Inn, and everybody has their own external door. This was one where everybody has to go inside the main hotel, and they have rooms like, you know, connected in the one hallway and all that. But my dog doesn't like it when people try to sneak up on him or me or anybody else. So anytime there's noises, he's growling and all that fun stuff. So about 3 o'clock in the morning, you guessed it, the people across the hall from me, somebody starts laughing. Somebody goes out in the middle of the hallway laughing and talking on the phone. My dog hears them and starts to go crazy because he's trying to alert me that, hey, there's people out there, not knowing that, you know, we're not at our own home, and he doesn't need to alert me that there's people out there. But because I don't want him to wake everybody else up, I jump up real fast. It's pitch just black, dark in this hotel room. Jump up, trying to run to him to get him to stop, and I bash, and I mean bash, my feet up against where like the little stand where they have like their TV and stuff. It hurt so bad, and I still have my toes are still healing from that. Like I smushed one of my toenails where it's like all cracked. So that was super fun. So finally I get them to stop barking and get the cats to stop meowing, and at about 5 o'clock in the morning I get up and I'm like, you know, I'm gonna try to find out where he is and my husband is and meet up with him and all that. So that was great. That was super a fun night, except not at all. But luckily I met up with him at his hotel. We went down and the rest of the drive was smooth. Nobody threw up, nobody got sick, nobody was making a ruckus or anything. We made really good time. We didn't have any accidents, didn't run into traffic, so that was nice. And so we're thinking, okay, you know what? We're almost there. It's gonna be great. We're exhausted, but we can get in. We got in about 12 o'clock, so we're thinking, okay, we'll just unload the truck slowly but surely. We'll probably have to take a couple days to do it. We actually ended up being able to unload everything all in that day. But here's the kicker, you guys. Here's the most amazing thing ever. So when you're moving cross country and you don't have the ability to fly back and forth before you get all the way down, you have to kind of find a place to rent or buy or anything like that sight unseen. So we wanted to rent a house, given we have the animals. The dogs can be kind of loud and all that. We wanted to give them a yard. So we rented a house, and you have to do it sight unseen. So you don't really know exactly what you're getting into. You can look at pictures all you want, but it doesn't necessarily mean you know what you're getting into. So we get here and dude, nothing worked. Oh my God, nothing worked. So the laundry list of things, I'll just go through this quickly and I'll finish up this look so this video isn't forever long. The laundry list of things. So our washer and dryer were broken and didn't work. They needed, the spin cycle was messed up, or the spinner was messed up in the washing machine. The switchboards were messed up on the dryer. They were leaking into the walls. So that was one. The faucets, and we have 2 faucets in our master bathroom, one handle is broken off for the cold water on one, the hot is broken off for the other, and that's we either get extreme cold or extreme hot water. The hot water heater wasn't working, so we couldn't take a shower, no joke, for like 5 days we were here. So I'm like washing my hair in the sink, I'm like pouring drinking water that we got at Walmart in those jugs all over my body to try to get the grossness, because meanwhile we moved and it's still 85 and humid here and sunny, so I'm sweating, so trying to do that. So that didn't work. We finally got on. We didn't get laundry until like 3 days ago, and we've been here for like 2 weeks. So went like a week and a half without laundry. The electricity in the room I'm in right now to film, the overhead light stopped working. That finally got fixed today. Every time it rained, which was pretty much our entire first week here, the other spare room and the spare bathroom, the circuit would like go out, so the power would go out there. The walls are like peeling, like the painting and stuff, which is just cosmetic. It's just a rental. Like, I'm not worried about that. But like some of the doors weren't locking. The garage door didn't work. So we had to like latch that down to they come and fix it so people don't come in that way. Like, it's just like and more. There's so much wrong with this house. And the people before us that were renting, I guess they were here a couple years, just like destroyed it. They had a little girl and her name was Gracie because she's in the other room, and they have her name painted on the wall. But they destroyed this house, you guys. And the owner didn't like turn the electricity on to do a walkthrough before we got here. So he didn't know about any of this, and it was too late for him to charge them. So I feel a little bad for him that he's out like all of this money to try to fix this house up. Sorry, I want to just kind of finish off camera again. So this video wasn't crazy long. Again, you know, at least we made it. We're here. The owner of the house has been really pretty responsive to all the things that needed to be fixed, and he's trying to get them fixed as soon as possible. And I know it can't be like inexpensive for all these things that need repairs, so I am gracious of that. And you know what, I'm actually really enjoying being here. The food is amazing. There's still like lovely environment here, and like 2 days after we left it started snowing, so thank God we left when we did, because the stuff they put on the roads to get rid of the snow in Maine is just terrible for your car. So all in all, I'm happy with the way we got, you know, we are here. I'm happy with where we are. I'm good with everything. It was just an adventure. That's all I'm chalking up to. This wasn't supposed to be a rant about like how everything went wrong. It was just an adventure, and I wanted to share that adventure with you. So you know what it's like to move halfway across the country with 4 animals in your car for 3 days. So anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed my story time and getting ready with me. Thank you guys again for watching. Don't forget to subscribe before you go so you don't miss out on any videos we've got coming up. And let me know, of course, what you think about all of this in the comment section. Have you ever dealt with anything like this, or is this just like crazy to you or boring or whatever? Just let me know. Let me know in the comment section. But until I get more videos out for you guys, as always, I hope you have a wonderful day.